Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. And as you can see, there's a level of excitement in my voice. You can see the gleam in my eye because I am excited. I'm happy because we finally made it. It is fight week of the most anticipated fight of the year and by far the most quiet. Good God, I have never seen a fight that supposedly is so big. Someone actually said it's the biggest fight in the last 20 years, and yet it is so quiet. But nevertheless, it is a fantastic fight that I'm pretty sure that fight fans are going to celebrate on Sunday morning. So let's dive into it. But before I dive into this topic, I would like to welcome those of you who are new to the channel. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. So make sure you become a subscriber. And if you're already a patron of the channel, meaning you visit us regularly, make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are engaging with the content. Now, this is an interesting topic and one that's pretty much in line with what we talked about yesterday on our live stream that we do every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check us out, and the replay is currently available. But we came up with different scenarios in terms of, what could potentially happen in this fight, right? And how might the fight play out if these things happen? For instance, if Terence Crawford can take the power of Canelo Alvarez, how does this fight play out? Conversely, what happens if Terence Crawford's punches have absolutely no impact on Canelo Alvarez? How does that play out, right? And so Andre Ward mentioned something in this interview that he did with Chris Mannix on his YouTube channel. And I'm going to play that clip in a second because I want to react to it because I think it's important. But during this week, I plan to create content just really revolves around different scenarios and things that are currently going on with this particular fight. It's fight week, and we're definitely going to dedicate a lot of time to that. But I think personally, no matter who you are, this is a very intriguing fight, right? Whether you are a Canelo Alvarez supporter and just simply believe that Canelo is too big, too strong, and absolutely too good for a guy moving to 3 weight classes to beat him. And I did say too good because there's too many narratives out there that Canelo Alvarez is not a skilled fighter. He is a highly skilled fighter. Or if you're in the camp of Terence Crawford, someone who believes that Terence Crawford, well, number one, if you're in the camp of Terence Crawford, more than likely you're delusional. But for those of you who are Terence Crawford fans that are not delusional, you may feel that Terence Crawford simply has the skill set, the ability. He is a generational talent that will be able to skip 3 weight classes and beat Canelo Alvarez, regardless on what side of the spectrum you lay on. At the end of the day, this is a very intriguing fight because you can believe that. But quite frankly, we don't know. We honestly do not know. We know what Canelo is at 168 pounds. We know the power. We know the speed. We know the skill set. We know the defense from the waist up. I think there's too much made out of him gassing in fights. I actually went back and looked at the Charlo fight and the Berlanga fight. I think there's a little bit too much being made of him gassing toward the later half of the fight or in the later half of the fight, but it is what it is. It's a truly intriguing fight, right? And you just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what version of Terence Crawford we're going to see. Many people are assuming you're going to see the version of Terence Crawford that you saw at 147 pounds. But at 168 with more muscle, with more oxygen eating muscles, it's just, you don't know. So that's what makes the fight so intriguing and why we should all check it out. Now, again, we talked a little bit about different scenarios, and I want to play this clip here from Andre Ward because I think it is a reason why the fight could potentially be challenging for Terence Crawford. So let me play this clip quickly and then react to it. And I certainly want to get you guys' opinion in the comments section. So let's play this clip. It's maybe like 40 seconds.
Given their mentality, this fight is in a class by itself. And I just think that we're going to have high-level boxing because every punch is going to matter because Terence does not want to lose to Canelo Alvarez and vice versa. But they're going to stand their ground at some point in time. Canelo wants to prove that I am the bigger man. And Crawford doesn't appreciate being called the smaller man, which is why you saw him press up on Canelo at the press conference to send a subtle, not so subtle message that you're not as big as everybody's saying you are.
And that, my friend, is the thing that I want to discuss, because I think Dre is right. And shout out to Andre Ward, because I feel like, regardless, I think he's a little bit more balanced than what you would typically see from a talking head relative to boxing. But Terence Crawford is a boxer puncher, someone who wants to send a message and show Canelo Alvarez that you're not as big as you think you are. He has an ego. He has a chip on his shoulder. But honestly, if he's not careful, that chip could be knocked off of his shoulder, right? And I get that Terence Crawford has been in the ring with heavyweights and sparring. He's been in the ring with one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen, Steven Nelson. So he is well prepared for the level of power. Lester Martinez. Yeah, I mean, the list just goes on and on, right? He's been in there with a lot of different individuals that can punch. But to the point that his coach made a few weeks ago, or actually a week ago, is that everything is different under the lights with 10-ounce gloves instead of 14-ounce gloves, right? So we don't know how he's gonna react, right? And so if he goes in there with a chip on his shoulder to show Canelo Alvarez that he's really not the bigger man, and we've seen Terence Crawford do this, right? You hit him, he got to get his get back. That could spell disaster in the ring for somebody like Canelo Alvarez when you're in the ring with someone like Canelo Alvarez, because quite frankly, you're the smaller man moving up, and that puts you in highly, highly, highly dangerous territory, right? And so that's one of the things, in my personal opinion, that's just as important in the training camp of Terence Crawford versus being able to deal with the power, but also making sure that you keep your ego in check, and stylistically, you are fighting the fight that makes sense. So discipline-wise, you need to be more in tune with whatever the game plan is. And I've said it on record before, I think this fight is 60-40. I see a path for Terence Crawford to win the fight, but there are too many people that believe that the path for Terence Crawford to win is just so wide. I believe Terence Crawford's path is much slimmer in terms of path to victory. And because of that, I think he's going to have to walk more of a tightrope than what we've seen in the past. We've seen him get landed on cleanly by lesser opponents. And if Canelo can land cleanly on him, somebody that's been at 168 that we all deem to be a really good puncher. I'm not saying that he has concussive power, but he has definitely good power. With a guy that's moving up, it might not do so well. Or if it happens too many times, that could be lights out. So we'll see what ends up happening. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section in regards to what Andre Ward had to say, and could that play a part in this fight? In the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast on Sports Media, and I am out.